Go.
All right, guys, I've gotten a couple questions about a movement that people have seen me do that I've been kind of talking a whole lot of praise about. I had never seen them up until just probably a year or so ago, whenever Chris Duffin started doing them. I never attempted them until just recently, but I've had chronically tight hip flexors and quads pretty much my whole powerlifting career. It's caused a lot of lower back pain problems and stuff like that. But nonetheless, this is something that I've found that drastically has reduced my lower back pain, and just all around life has just been awesome since doing these. And what they are is they're called quad fallouts, and all it is essentially a backwards Nordic curl where you're going to sit down on your knees and you're going to lean back trying to get down to the ground and then trying to pull yourself back up. It's a fairly advanced movement. It's pretty hard to do, especially if you're a bigger guy. So I had to find ways to kind of ease into this, to stretch it and get all that. I just didn't even have the range of motion to really do them. But what I've come up with, for me personally, the easiest way to do these, especially, as I said, if you're a bigger guy starting out, get you a rope, something along those lines, find you something that's somewhat heavy and sturdy, and just wrap it around, okay? So then, you don't have to do this part, but it makes it feel better for me, is I like to get something that's somewhat raised up so that my feet are not turned upside down on the floor, just getting kind of crushed. Doesn't feel very good for me. Just put your knees on here, sit back onto your quads, grab your rope, and then fire your glutes, come up, and this is the most important part of this movement. You have to keep your glutes squeezed the entire time. If you let any of this happen when your glutes relax and your hips come back, you're really taking all of you won't even feel anything at that point. You'll just kind of be able to sit down. Unless you're insanely immobile, you may be able to start using that as a stretch. But essentially, sit down, come up, squeeze your glutes, brace your ribs. Another reason I kind of like the rope, just being here, it kind of naturally puts you where you need to be. And just start to fall backwards, keeping the glutes squeezed. So as I said, if you come here, there's no more tension. Stay up and pull back into it. Now, something you can do, if this is a really good stretch right here, you only want to go back as far as your mobility allows. Once you start coming into about, well, I've gotten pretty good at these, but you can see the more I go down, the more that my lower back is trying to arch up into that, and we don't want that. We want to stay ribs pinned down, neutral, and strong. So glutes, core, pin the lats and the ribs, fall back, find your personal stretch level or just wherever you want to do. You can hold it for time, you can hold for reps, whatever. Or I kind of like coming back to this position, relaxing, and then firing back into it. Slowly let it back down, back into it, hold it however you want, continue to progress. And you can see if once my quads are kind of coming up, and you can see how I kind of arched into that to cheat it. Stay pinned. Right here, glutes squeezed. And pull yourself back up.